Hello and welcome to Season of War. We have a very exciting Age of Sigmar match for you today. I have my buddy Oliver here for another game on the channel. And this game is very special because we're going to be trying out the new rules from the Broken Realms Morathi book, both for the Daughters of Khaine and the Idoneth Deepkin. Obviously, Oliver, you've been pretty well, for a while, you've been heavy on the snake train in terms of loving that side of the army. So I'm sure you're excited about the little buff that you've gotten over there.
It's fantastic. I think there's going to be a lot of Daughters of Khaine players, even people who didn't play them before, but just like the snake aesthetic, who are going to be pleasantly surprised with what can be put out here. So I'm excited to see how the matchup goes.
Yeah, for sure. Worth noting that, so these are two strong armies, but these aren't necessarily the most tuned lists. These are just us trying to cram in all of the new stuff that we can to really just get it on the table, have some fun, and see how it performs. So we'll go through armies in a little bit, but just have a couple of quick announcements. First off, if you haven't seen already, we've got a lot of great feedback about this terrain set, which I 3D printed with files from Printable Scenery. And we've actually just partnered with them to help get us even more terrain sets and different versions and setups and all that, so we can get some more varied terrain and whatnot on the table. So really excited to be partnering with Printable Scenery. You can head over to their website if you want to check out their files. Again, I bought these months ago and have been using the heck out of these terrain pieces, and I'm excited. I'm working on a couple more sets now for the channel. So really excited about that. The other announcement is just to let people know we've opened up our YouTube kind of premium subscription, which is a membership that you guys can join if you want to help support the channel. It's a $5 membership monthly and lets you kind of be more involved in what's going on, voting for what armies we play, giving input on channel stuff, a little extra content behind the scenes and that kind of thing. Really, as we are able to grow kind of the subscription side of it and get more people involved to help direct the channel, it's going to allow us to do more battle reports, add different styles of content, do more things, all with your guys' feedback and what you want to see on the channel. So we've already had a few games now that we've recorded that the matchups were chosen by our subscribers. So that's cool. They get to see the matchups and the armies they want to see on the table, as well as we're going to be allowing people to give more input on lists as we kind of build out our armies, and they get to see the matchups and armies that they want to see. So fun thing. Hopefully you guys are interested. If you are, you can hit the join button down below the video and learn a little more. But that's a lot. So on to the game. Oliver, do you want to take me through your list today?
Yeah, for sure. So running units and lists from the new Morathi book. So have to start with the named character, of course. Yeah. So running her in both her forms, you get to have the big and the little on the table. So that's 600 points. It's actually 2 units though. Then my second character is I have my general, the Medusa, on the shrine. Trying the shrine for the first time, I think, or definitely first time in a long time. Then I also have the Melusai hero on foot. Yeah. I don't actually have the model yet, looking to get my hands on it, but for now I'm just running the
You Medusa got this one painted up, so this
exactly. Yeah. So that will allow me to run in charge. Yeah. Then I have 3 units. This is a unit of 5, a unit of 10, and a unit of 5 of the Blood Sisters, a unit of 5 Blood Stalkers with their new profile, which is cool. They get 2 shots now instead of 1, and a unit of 10 of the Life Takers.
Nice.
So for some extra combat punch, because with Morathi being in combat now, everything, if she's within 3 of an enemy, wholly within 12 or 18, I'll have to check, will get +1 to their attack if they're a Khaine or a Melusai unit, nice. Which is pretty nice. Yep. And the final thing is I'm running the Viperic Guard, and sorry if I got that one wrong, but it makes me down to a 3-drop, and I get an extra, once per battle, I get to use a command ability and not spend the command point.
Nice.
So I'll outdrop Jordan on this and get the choice of first turn.
Awesome. All right, for my side of things, likewise trying to fit all the updated units in here. So I have an Alapax, I have a Leviathan, and I have an Eidolon. So this is the Eidolon of the Storm, the melee one, obviously going just doubling down on what we're good at and the buffs he gives. My general is my Khaine. This time I did not give him the +2 wound trait because that actually would put him at 9 wounds, which would mean he's not eligible for the +1 to save from the Leviathan. So he's just at 7 wounds. But the general trait I gave him is a +2 bravery aura wholly within 12 inches, which you were actually saying before the game is big in terms of the interactions with you. So that's helpful for me. I'll have that little aura going on, as well as the shark has an aura of +1 to save, as well as +1 hit for my Morathi thralls, of which I have 2 units. And then my Eidolon is an aura of +1 to wound, so it's like a little ball of kind of a little Death Star, right?
It is a bit of a Death Star.
Yeah.
Anybody but Morathi, I don't want them going anywhere near that right now.
So I have 2 units of Ishlan Guard up front. Obviously, especially with the cover right now, they're going to be 4 up save base, 3 up with cover, 2 up because the turtles aura, and so they're on a 2 up save, ignoring Rend.
Ignoring Rend.
Yeah, so.
My God.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And then I have 2 units of 3 Morsar Guard,
Okay.
1 on the board, 1 off the board with my Soul Scryer. And then that's pretty much it. It feels like I have a lot less bodies on the table than I'm typically used to. Well, I have more thralls. I have 660 points in the turtle and the Eidolon, so that ties up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, they are both useful models. I think they're good in the new book. They have lots of play. Yet to be seen if it really makes sense to ever take them both because of how many points they are.
Right.
Might be challenging, but definitely I think there are builds that will do well with one or the other for sure. So that's what I'm more excited about, but obviously want to get everything on here for our first game.
I just can't wait for our first game where you get to play with 2 turtles.
Yeah. With that, just talking about the mission, we're playing one of the old core rulebook missions. This is Border War. Just felt that this would be a good kind of general mission where it's not too skewed, pretty spread out, 4 objectives. And we'll store 1 for our own objectives when we control it. The center ones are worth 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you capture your opponents, it's worth 4 points. So again, I have some deep striking that you'll have to be aware of, but we're both fast right now, especially you were saying you have the run in charge with your Bloodstalkers. But that's actually a 2d6 run, isn't it?
It's a 2d6 run, not a d6.
That's huge.
So, should have clarified that for everybody, but I know Jordan's aware of that one. So their threat range can be pretty big now.
Yeah, no, it's great. I know there's actually some interesting questions about how it works with the auto 6 run, whether it turns the whole run to a 6.
For this game, I think how we should play it is I get an automatic 6. It doesn't change both of the dice rolls to 6 because I think until that's FAQ'd,
I think that's the
only fair way to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
Yeah, mount traits actually worth talking about. So my Khaine has the -1 hit one, which obviously just gives a little more survivability, especially having lost 2 wounds that they would typically have. And then the turtle, I gave the one that extends his aura out 3 inches. We are joined by my 2 dogs today also, so apologies if you hear barking throughout the videos. And we're actually going to be doing this match as a full-length battle report today, so we really want to be able to talk about the units and the new rules as we're kind of testing things out and seeing them in action. We really think it would be valuable kind of for us to be able to talk and kind of give that feedback as we're going. So it'll be an interesting game and we'll have some fun testing new stuff out. Outside of the mission, we are playing in the realm of Shaman, so the spell is +1 to save, which is great. I don't have any spell casting, so that's all you. And then we chose auxiliary objectives for today's mission just because we want to get more used to playing with them, get more practice playing with them, as well as I think it adds a really interesting element for battle reports of seeing the choices we make based on the army matchups of which ones we go for and how it plays out, how it affects our gameplay during the match. So what auxiliaries did you choose today?
So I have 2. First one is Overwhelm. So that means I have to kill an enemy leader with a unit of my battle line, which is helpful for me. I have the 3 units of Sisters of Snakes. And then I have Grudge. So I picked the Shadow Queen Morathi to have a grudge to kill the Achillean king. So we'll see if that's able to go down this game.
Yeah, so the ones I chose, were marked for death, which you actually had to choose a unit of yours, and I have to kill it before the end of the game, but it couldn't be a hero.
And I ended up picking the blood stalkers,
Yeah.
so the unit of snakes with bows.
Perfect. And then my last one was prized possession. So I just thought this would be an interesting one. My Eidolon has the Cloud of Midnight, so the once per game untargetable item. 12 wounds. I get to heal when I charge.
And what's the save on him, by the way?
My Eidolon is a 3-up save. So in cover, he is not a monster, so he does get cover, but he's too many wounds to get the +1 to save from the turtle.
Okay.
Still
pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Survivable to a degree, especially with Cloud of Midnight. And so he's my prized possession, or his item is, so I have to keep him alive until the end of the game. With that, I think we've gone through everything, so you're going to have choice of how this game begins, as you obviously outdropped me here.
Now, a bit of a tough one here. I think that the move is to go first, so I'm gonna choose to take that first turn.
Okay.
So we'll jump into Daughter's turn 1.
Sounds good. All right.
So moving into Daughter's hero phase, just gonna look at the range here, see if we can pop off some black horrors. Now I think I'll have to double check. Is that 32? I assume it's not.
You are not on, no.
Actually, it is double 18, which is 36.
So
it would be enough. 36. And you don't have a healing mechanic for the king, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay. So for my first spell, I'm gonna cast a Black Horror of Ulgu. It's which is cast on a 7, and I get a +1 to cast.
Nice.
Okay, do you think that's cocked?
No, you're good. That's
good. Okay, cool.
So that goes off
with an 8. I guess you're out of range, so that will do for D6 mortal wounds on a 4+ for 2 mortal wounds.
I thought you were going to say it was
not
5 mortal wounds. So
not quite 5 mortal wounds, just for 2 mortal wounds.
Still hurts.
Still not bad.
That's a good range on that one.
It is. Then Morathi is going to cast Mystic Shield to reroll save rolls of 1 on her. She'll do the Shaman spell. So that's +1 to save, +1 to armor save on her big form.
Sounds good.
Which she rolled a 4. I believe
It's
I need a 7.
It's
It's a 7 or something at least.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. That's
Yeah.
It is a 7 for yes.
So that's going to be a fail. We're going to go with over here. My Bloodrack Medusa is going to cast Mind Razor on Morathi in her large form, which I got a 5. But even with the +1 to cast, that's still going to fail. So not a great hero phase so far. Morathi has one last spell, which she's going to cast on herself as Steed of Shadows.
Okay.
Which she gets on an 8. So she can move 16 inches now and can fly with Steed of Shadows.
Nice.
So we do have that one that's gone off. But Mind Razor has failed, and the Realm spells have all failed. So I can use a hero ability to allow myself to run and charge, but I think given where I'm set up, I'm going to save my command points this turn and hope to get some stuff off next turn. So we're going to move on from the hero phase and move into Daughters of Khaine movement.
Sounds good.
Movement's done, so going to go into shooting.
Sound good.
We'll shoot here on the on that unit. Actually, we'll shoot with Morathi first because there's a chance she won't be able to
be in range.
if you kill the right model. So, do you have any minuses to hit?
No minuses to hit.
Okay, so hitting on a 2 hits, wounding on a 2 wounds. -1 rend, and then it's d6 damage.
Okay, so these guys are 2 up, ignoring rend right now.
Rend, so not a 1.
I roll a 2.
It's enough. 2. You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
just enough.
That's all I can shoot at.
Yeah.
So we'll do this unit here. So there are 2 attacks apiece.
Yeah, that's a nice
6,
buff.
8. Yeah, no, it's a much needed change. So 10 attacks. 6s are no 6s. That's what we were looking for, but that's okay. We'll just have to see you roll a bunch of 1s for me, Jordan, okay?
All right, I'll try my best.
On 3s. And there's all the 6s. There's all the 6s. Okay, so that's 5 wounds at -1.
All right, so 2's up.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. Shooting. Daughters of Khaine.
Yeah.
Not known for it. Who would have thought?
That's what these guys are going to be doing, I think, a lot now in the meta, right?
That's
Just
okay.
absorbing the shots.
That's okay. All right. That's going to be the end of Daughters of Khaine turn 1.
Okay, so just quick recap, I guess. Obviously, you moved up, but you got on both of these objectives, so you're storing 4 points for those 2 combined, and then 1 for that, for a total of 5. Which is a good start to the game. It's going to be hard, I think, for me to keep up right now without getting myself into trouble. So we'll be going into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 1. Obviously here with Deepkin, I don't even have my priest on the board, so I have very little to do in the hero phase. Were you in within 3 of the boat on that one?
The hope, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it should not be. Yeah, no.
So I literally have no hero phase, unsurprisingly. Usually it's only my boats. I have a prayer when my priest comes down, but that's not happening yet. So
and no casters.
No casters. So right into movement. I do get a command point for the turn, so I'll be up to 1. So that's the end of my movement phase for Deepkin. Obviously just kind of repositioning my whole castle. Trying to take this flank because it's a little softer right now. And I'm going to be behind in points, but I'm going to try and make it up. Now, shooting.
Some pew-pew.
My turtle, oh, this is a thought. So there's so many ranges and bubbles I'm trying to stay in right now. My turtle couldn't keep those guys in. Once they charge, they'll be out of his range.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, moving my Kellion King this far means my shark is not in reroll 1s to hit range, and nor is my turtle wholly within 12 either. So I won't have that on my shooting, which actually was a bit of an oversight. But I moved him a little further to try and block line of sight to the little Morathi, keep him safe from big Morathi, so that I'm just surviving. Obviously for the utility as well as denying you your auxiliary.
Yeah.
So we'll start with shooting. I'm going to shoot the shark at little Morathi. Sorry, big Morathi. I guess it doesn't matter. I am going to be +1 to wound, so I'll be hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. I get 3 through and 2s. So this will be 3 at 1 rend from the shark.
3 at 1 rend.
Let's get these all through, and I don't have to shoot the turtle at her.
And I saved all of them.
Nice. All right.
Wow.
So I will have to take
big save.
Shoot it with the turtle. Yeah. Oh, sorry. 6 shots now with the. No, that's. Yes, 8 shots with the turtle. So again,
8 shots.
Not re-rolling ones,
Man.
but I am +1 to wound. So 3s and 2s. So pretty good on the hits.
Nice.
And 2s to wound. Thanks to Mr. Eidolon. 1-1. So I'll have 6 here.
6.
So I should be able to get the 3 wounds.
And rend?
1 also.
Rend of 1. Okay. That one might be cocked.
No.
But I think that's...
Because she's
Okay.
a 3-up base or
She's a 4-up base.
4-up. So it goes to 5. So I do get 3 through.
So you get 3 through, unless I can get any of my
Right.
6 pluses. None.
No,
So you get your 3.
yes.
She's down to 9.
Yeah.
You do it.
Yeah, because if you just get 2, it was basically pointless, right?
Yeah.
I mean, still bragging
No,
her,
still helpful. Yeah.
but in terms of actually, she's not,
she actually doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't.
You know,
Go
she doesn't
down a
lose any
bracket.
turns.
She doesn't lose any
Yeah.
turns, and she wouldn't have gone down even a fight bracket yet.
So obviously, seeing the improved shooting out of these guys with the extra rend and additional shots that they have, way more useful than it was before.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
out of giant harpoons on the back of them should be pretty decent.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all for shooting. Actually, this guy has some shots, my little Soul Strider. So he'll be on 5s and 5s, and wholly within 12 for the reroll 1s. It's only for Kelly and stuff, so it doesn't matter. So 5s and 5s here. Pretty decent. 4 hits.
Nice.
1.
1.
No rend, 1 damage.
6 plus save? No.
Nice.
6 up. Daughter save? No. So you lose 1. Take 1 in the back.
All right. Big turn or phase, obviously, into charging.
Yeah.
So my Soul Strider, the reason I brought these guys down wasn't actually for the deep strike as much as just the +3 to charge. Hoping to get my Eidolon in. He's on a 10 right now, so I'll actually start with him. I get a 6, that puts him to 9, and I think I did need a 10.
I think we did measure that one out.
Yeah, so, yeah, it would be a 10. So, not worth the reroll there, just because it's still 50% chance I don't make it, so I'll save my command point. I'll do these defensive eels then. With +3, they get a 13. That's what I was looking for before.
Nice.
But that's how it goes. So, getting those guys in. Now
Very nice.
I put my offensive eels over here in a position where they could make probably an 8-inch charge. +3, that's a 5. So there's a good chance I make them in. I don't know if I need them to actually kill your Chimera here. I think the defensive ones could do it.
Defensive ones is...
Because you have such bad saves, and I'm +1 to wound.
Yeah.
If I do, it puts a target on their back for Morathi. But you might actually have some trouble getting... Nah. Yeah, so a little extra insurance. These guys don't fly.
They don't fly.
It would also probably put them as the target for your shooting, which is not worth it. So I'm going to stay out of combat here.
Okay.
Ended up maybe being a little more forward than the fact that I'm not charging.
But you have the chance for the double, so it's not...
They're not exactly.
It's not horrible.
But if I don't get it, there's a chance that you might be able to get into them, which is never a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for charging. So I ran with my king here. So I'll just be getting into combat, going with the defensive eels first. So again, should be wholly within 18, no problem. Easy.
Time for ouchie time.
Let's hope. So I'll be 3s and 2s. Rerolling 1s because I charged, as well as I put my king here for the reroll 1 aura also. So 3s and 2s, rerolling 1s to hit. I'll reroll the 1-1, and I get 100% hits there.
Ouchies.
And
That's
wounds.
where we wanted the 2s.
So 2s here. So I get 1, but other than that, I have 9 hits going through.
And
no rend.
No rend though,
1
right?
damage, correct.
Okay. So they're a 5-up save in combat, and 6s are mortal wounds back to you because of their shield.
Right.
but I only get 1 6.
Okay.
But I get 2 5s, and so that means that there's 6 that go through. And the damage on those
Just one.
Is 1. So 1 mortal wound back, and 6s. Any other 6s? None. So I lose 6.
Okay.
So down to.
And I'll just roll my 1 mortal wound. I have a 6 up save. I'll roll that now. Nope, it goes through. So that would have been the boat. Potentially had a chance to save that. But one other interesting note, and I actually would have to look this up. With my sub-faction being Dom Hain, I actually have reroll wounds against monsters. Now, I'd have to look that up if it applies to shooting against Morathi. Just thinking back now, because that could have helped with some of my shooting, actually. But neither here nor there now, and I got my 3 wounds through, so no loss either way. I'll go with the bites next. So again, 3s, rerolling 1s, they all hit. And then 2s, I get 2 through, no rend, D3 damage.
2
so 2 bites, yeah. No rend.
Both go through.
D3 for 5 damage.
Save 2,
Nice.
so 3 more die. So there's 1 left.
2 left.
I
You got 1 up there too, right?
I should have 4.
Did I kill 5 the first round?
I think you killed.
I don't remember.
I thought you killed 6 the first round. I think you killed 6 the first round.
Okay, so
Yeah. So I
go
should
in
have.
here. I have reroll once. Oh,
1,
sorry.
2, 3,
This is
4.
my tails. I'll have 6 tail attacks. I'm just gonna roll these out while you are pulling models. I rerolled the 1s to hit, thankfully.
So, yeah,
Convert 2 out of
I only have
3.
the 1.
So 5 out of 6 tails hit. And now I'm wounded on 2s. I'll reroll that one. That was super cocked. And that rolls into a 1.
I think that'll be the unit.
Yeah, so 4 at no rend, 1 damage.
2
2 more
mortals
wounds back.
to
Okay.
you.
Try and 6 up.
And
save
1
those for the
damage.
boat.
Unless I get 2 6s. No, the
Okay.
unit is dead.
Yep.
So
And I
you
took
do-
both
you
your
do-
reflects, so I'm down to 1 on this guy.
Okay. All right. Well, a bit too bold with the Khaine.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping I might have had 1 or a few of them left and get that 4 up, retreat out of combat, and then position them strategically to like hopefully block out or screen out again.
And is that that's after they attack?
After they attack, I get a 4
Right,
on a
yeah.
4+. I can move them out of combat.
Mhm.
Yep. Fortunately, that one.
Yeah,
didn't go through,
you know
so-
what? So looking at Idoneth list building right now, I think you looked at the turtle if you want to make your whole army more tanky. You look at the Eidolon if you want to make your whole army more offensive. And, rerolling 1s, wounding on 2s, man,
It's gonna
even
put a
those
lot of
guys,
damage.
ooh,
Even
Yeah.
for somebody without rend,
yeah,
like
that,
real good,
yeah. So
really good.
right now I'm running both these guys, which is kind of stretching the points. It, puts me tight the rest of my army. But man, that just it puts a lot more reliability into an already reliable army.
That's for sure.
Which I am all about. So I'll store 1 point for my own, 2 point for yours, putting me at 3. So I'm down by 2 right now. And that's pretty much it for my turn then. No battle shocks. So
No battle shocks.
okay, so
Rolling for
going into priority roll.
yeah.
A 2 for me.
I got
Oh
1.
gosh.
I got a 1.
All
right.
So I'm gonna actually do some measuring and then make a decision because
Mm-hmm.
I don't generally like to take it here. And I actually think I'm going to give it to you. So I'm going to give you the turn here. I've limited your options in terms of what you can go into.
Mm-hmm.
Morathi's kind of stuck back here. You can't really fight for this objective. These guys are blocked off. You might be able to take this objective with bodies, but you're fighting through defensive
2+.
eels.
Defensive.
They're not on a 2+. They're actually only on a 4+ because they neither have cover, and I couldn't get my turtle close enough.
Okay, so they're 4+, but ignoring rend.
Ignoring rend, yes, and you will have to, they'll soak up your shooting.
Yeah.
And then obviously anything you do put there is then going to get taken off on my turn very likely.
Yeah.
So puts you in a little bit of a tougher spot, but you are up on points, so You have kind of control of the game in that aspect. And otherwise, we'll be going into Daughters of Khaine turn 2.
All right. Okay, so started Daughters of Khaine turn into hero phase. We're going to go with Morathi over here. Can only see the. I'm assuming. Can't quite see her. Maybe I can see her, Adeline. I think that's a bit of a stretch. No, I don't think we can do it. We looked at it and no.
Good call, I trust you.
No, I think it's too much of a stretch. We'll do the shark though, because maybe we can kill the shark with shooting, and that will free up some stuff. So she's gonna do a Black Horrors of Ulgu on the shark.
Reroll it.
For another, I just keep getting on the pebbles. For 4, 6, 7, so that goes off.
Nice.
To see how many damage it does. D3 damage on the shark for 2 damage.
Cool.
2 mortals.
So I'll be down to 6 on the shark. They're 8 wounds.
Then we will cast. You have no dispels, right? So
None.
We'll do Mind Razor on Morathi.
Okay.
Which does go off. I
Nice.
even get to reroll that, but it doesn't matter. So 6, 12, 13. Cool. She's Mind Razored.
Cool.
So she has lots of extra stuff there. We will then cast the Shaman spell to give her +1 to save. This is
Nice.
coming from Morathi onto her.
Yep.
That goes off. So we'll do that there. Morathi will also cast Mystic Shield on Shadow Queen Morathi to give her further benefits, which she doesn't get because she just rolled a 4.
Okay.
So that's that. In the hero phase, I'm gonna use my CP. So I'm actually up to 4 CP.
Nice.
I'm gonna use my once per battle ability to spend a CP and not have to burn one to allow this unit of 10 snakes to run.
Cool. Is that a general trait?
That's the battalion ability.
Oh, nice.
So once per game, I get to
Free,
spend. It's
command
basically
ability.
a free command point.
That's a good one.
It's only for heroes in the battalion, though. So if I had other heroes, I wouldn't be able to use that
Still helpful.
benefit, but still helpful. And yeah, Morathi's out of range to make them shoot. That's a good thing for me to remember for future. But I could have made them shoot in the hero phase with command point, but have not done so because I'm out of space there. No other hero abilities right now. So these ones here have rerolls there. So Morathi's done her 3 casts, and we did our Mind Razor here. Okay, so going into movement phase. So into shooting. I ran. That's silly. Could have done some mortals. Could have killed one of the ones there from shooting.
You ran?
this one ran.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's all right. I guess that this one. So do I have to shoot? What happens if a unit is divided? Does the model have to shoot at the closest thing?
So you measure by model.
So this model is closer. I think they're all closer. So that's outside of 15. And I think this one is 15. Yeah, that's inside 15.
So they would have to
they'll
shoot.
all have to shoot there.
But otherwise, if like a unit is split, because you do target model by model, you would have to split your shots theoretically.
Right.
Essentially.
So all of them on that unit. 6s are mortals. Rerolling that because it's cocked, but it's still a 6, so I get 1 mortal. And 1 other wound.
So
one
I am.
mortal.
So I'm on a 3 up because of the turtle. So I make the
And you're
save,
fine.
and then I have a 6 up from the field of pain, but I take 1.
And Morathi's gonna shoot at the shoot her shot at the shark.
Is it a shot or an ability?
It's a shot.
Because she would have to shoot them too.
Oh, she does
Being
have
the
to
closest,
shoot. Okay,
yeah.
but that's not cocked, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I can stack. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So she misses. Just need that 1 there. Okay, so that's it for shooting. Into charges.
Sounds good.
Now, Morathi, I think we have to charge with her first just to get her out of space. Well, we'll go over here because it shouldn't really matter the most. That's 9. That's enough to get everybody in. So. And with 2-inch reach for their weapons.
Nice. Fighting 2 ranks.
Fight should be fine for everyone there. Can't charge because it ran. We can try and charge with Morathi and hoping for a big roll here. 6.
Not huge, but
not
enough.
huge.
Doesn't get you over or anything.
Doesn't get me over, but it could get enough snakes in against the you know what? I'm gonna save the. I do have. Yeah, we're gonna just take it because I think. Do you mind just?
Oh, you definitely can get
measuring
in
for
there.
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just even you could like move in to 1/2 inch this one and sit
Yeah.
between the two if you wanted.
So
So
we'll-
6 inches this way gets you right into him,
Yeah.
or
so
close
let's-
enough, right
let's-
into the front of him.
Let's do that, please.
Just straight in.
Yeah, please. Hopefully, freeing up as much space as I can
Yeah,
for
yeah,
snakes
make
to
some
get
good
in.
room.
We'll do little form Morathi going. See
Okay.
if she can get a big charge. 4. That's not going to be
No.
enough. We're going to try with the Melusai hero. I think she's going to need like a 12. Probably. Yeah, I think she needs a 12. Might be 11.
Maybe 11. Yeah.
But let's see if we can do it.
Oh, 12. Yep.
Okay, that's going to be enough.
Oh yeah, you got it.
I'm going to try and go, whoops,
Right into that little trick.
closer to here, if that's
Oh
okay.
yeah, for sure.
And then that was a big charge. And then rolling with the snakes. Rerolling the 1 regardless because it's second battle round for daughters.
So
And that's
10.
a 10.
good.
So a big charge there. No, not enough to squeeze anybody in through that base space. You've done that pretty well. But
Yeah.
Very-
Sacrificed my shark too, but kept my thralls alive or
Yeah.
protected.
yeah, that's for sure.
Tails and spears are. You'll have 2 ranks here regardless fighting.
Yeah, so I should get 6.
maybe even a
Six-
7th on pile in
Seventh on the pile in with the
behind your.
yeah,
yeah.
but the 3 in the back for sure will not be able to fight. We'll keep them back a space just to. They should have coherency, but
Yeah, yep, all good.
just so that you know that they're not in there. So that's that there.
So already seeing their movement and running and charging paying off. Actually, worth noting,
Huge run.
you ran to your run roll was a 5 and a 1, so it was 6. But you have the reroll 1s to run.
Which I guess is something you maybe don't factor in on the 2d6. Like it actually is much more effective than you would think because of the reroll 1s,
And
because of daughters.
Exactly, with the 2 dice, it has more of an impact.
Yeah.
So you went from a 6-inch run to a 9-inch run.
And then I also went from a 6-inch charge to a 10-inch charge because I rerolled the 1 on the charge.
Yeah.
So that was
showing off their mobility with kind of some of the new rules.
And I'm really excited to see the new rules here because we have the Melusai hero in combat, we have the Medusa unit in combat, and we have Morathi, all of which give additional attacks to the Melusai.
Nice.
So it's quite stacky, quite blendy as a potential. So, which will then go into combat.
Cool.
Now, I guess.
So I was thinking actually, and just while we know, I was thinking it would be smart to, obviously these guys on a potential 3 or 2 up, giving them reroll 1s to save is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Would be great here, but just thinking now, I'm actually going to be outside of the range because this guy's my general. There's no way he's within 12, so I won't actually be able to give them the reroll 1s.
So they're a 2-up save now?
No, they're a 3-up. They have the cover from the turtle. Sorry, they have the +1 save from the turtle, but they're not in cover.
+1 save, so they're a 3-up.
3-up.
But
no rerolls.
No rerolls. Okay. I do have to check my Iron Scales ability because I have to see if it's possible. So I have 3 attacks. If any models are slain by wounds inflicted by this model's attacks, you can add 1 to the characteristic.
So you have to slay something.
So I have to slay something.
3 wounds.
I have to do that first in order for it to happen. So I have to go through 3 wounds with 3 attacks.
Big ask.
It's a big ask. He
3 up, unrandable, and then I also have a 6 up from the boat.
It does D3 damage. So if one of them gets through, there's a chance. But it's still a big ask.
Yeah. I see what you're saying before the game, that interesting rule with the new hero, but it's not really very applicable because you don't want to be attacking with them first.
Not really. I think given that that's the case, it might be better to go over here. These guys aren't any better. Do they have the same attack profile as they did before last time? These ones?
Yes.
And what's their armor save now?
They're not actually. They're still rerolling 1s to hit from this.
Yeah.
They're on a 3-up. Oh, sorry, just a 4-up because they're not in range and not in cover.
Yeah. So I think it is worthwhile because I can kill 1 here, and that's the difference between me being able to get that objective. Versus over here, I can probably still get this objective. The only one that might be worth doing is Morathi, because then I can stop her from taking any wounds. You know what? We're going to go over here with Morathi and try and see if we can keep her alive for an extra turn.
Sounds good.
We're going to go over there first.
Cool.
So with Morathi, the Shadow Queen, her tail attack.
I think that's smart because I would have put my shark into that immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
You're good. 100%.
The tail can go there. How many wounds are on the shark?
He has 6 remaining.
He has 6 remaining.
Yeah. And on a 3-up save also because of the +1 to save.
On a 3-up save, but can be modified, right?
Correct.
Because that's a total of 7 attacks with Heartrender now. So more than she even had previously. So we'll put the Envenom tail on the other unit.
Cool.
Yeah,
she's definitely in range.
Yeah, we'll put the Envenom tail there, as well as 2 attacks from Heartrender, but we'll put all of the other Heartrender attacks onto Actually, we'll do six heart render attacks. One on there, and then all of the other serpent attacks on the
Sounds good.
the unit. Okay. So this is on the shark, and they all hit. And 3's to wound. That's 4 at -2 rend, doing 3 damage.
So -2 rend puts me from a 3 to a 5.
Yeah.
I save 2, but they're 3 damage each.
3 damage each.
Okay, yeah, that'll exactly kill the shark to the wound.
Okay, so
one more save there.
Yeah, perfect. One more save and it would have not happened. Yeah. So the tail, the one other heart render attack on the unit hits, goes through.
So unrendable here.
And
I'm on a 3-up, and I save that one.
Save it. The tail, so that's 3s and 3s as well. Nope. And then the crown of serpents. I said I was going to put the serpents on the shark. Her other attacks. So,
I'm not sure.
So I've killed the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were putting the serpent in here.
I did her big tail. Tail. That she has the crown of serpents as well.
Okay.
So yeah. Those ones I was going to put into the shark just as like extra.
Because
if you had saved that one, then at least I would have had 2d6 attacks at 4s and 4s or
Makes
3s
sense.
and 3s to try and no rend, but chance to kill it.
All right.
So does what she needs to do.
So my go. You have 5 guys over there.
5 guys.
So any killed is obviously less attacks back. But I would love to get some wounds on Morathi.
Yeah.
Now, 3-inch pylon, this is the closest model there. So I could probably get my tail into Morathi with this one, but not the bite or the head. So I'm relying on one sword. I'm not getting 3 wounds through there. So I think the smart thing to do is actually go all in on your hero here and try and take her out.
Because that buffs later.
Yep.
And
that takes away your run and charge, right?
it also takes away my run and charge.
Yeah. So, so this is the great thing about Eidolon. His range is 18, so that's huge for the +1 to wound.
Wow.
Whereas the
That
shark,
is huge.
the shark is at 15 because of the trait that I gave him gives him +3 for the +1 to save.
Mhm.
But the Eidolon 18, that's awesome.
That is really awesome.
So I will have all my swords. Everything's going into the Medusa or the snake hero. I'm not rerolling ones, and so that was a pretty bad roll. So I had 7 out of 10s were 2 or less, so they miss. So there's a good chance that you survive here.
Wow.
And +1 to wound, so I have 2 wounds, no rend, 1 damage. But I'll still have my bites and tails.
2 wounds, 1 rend.
No rend.
No rend?
Yeah.
Okay, 5-up save. Save 1.
So 1 damage.
1 damage.
And she's how many wounds?
6-up. She's 6 wound model, so down to 5.
Okay, so I'll do 3 bites then. So yeah, sword attacks
for her.
weren't the best there. So, and I didn't charge, so I'm not rerolling 1s, but 2 hits. And 2's here to wound, so 2, no rend. These are the big ones. Both going through.
Go through.
So D3 for each of these.
4.
4. So there's.
She'll be alive with 1 wound, at
I
least.
still have the tails.
Oh.
But you make it 6
So I make
up.
1, so she takes 3 more, so she's down to 2.
Okay, so I have 3d3 tail attacks. For 3, 6, 7, 8. So pretty good there.
Oh boy.
So there's still a chance. 3's here. I missed 4 of them though. Pretty, slightly below average. And then 2's to wound though, but 1, so I have 3, no rend.
3 at no rend.
So on average, you save 1 of these and she dies. Oh,
I
just
saved
exactly.
1.
Yep.
So,
but you had your 6 up.
I got a 6 up. So
1 6 and she
6.
lives.
Show me a 6, baby.
You got a 6?
I got a 6.
Nice.
She's down to 1 wound.
All right, so.
1 wound.
Yep.
Okay, so then got to go over here. So there are 3 attacks apiece. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think the unit champ adds 1. That's the only one. I'm not sure if that's add 1 to my attack or add 1 to hit for the unit champion. I'm just gonna do it as +1 to
Was
hit.
it not in the? Did I not?
It's not the new war scroll that means that for their mortal wounds is actually in the
book.
the book.
Okay.
So I'm just doing it as +1 to hit, if that's okay, instead of +1 attack. So these will be on 2s as opposed to 3s. They all hit. And then these ones are on 3s for the unit. Cocked. Cocked. Not bad. So that's 3, 6, 8.
So that's over here on the defensive ones.
You ignore your rends, so 8, all 1 damage.
I'm on 4s. If I was on 3s, I would have saved 4 extra, but 5 to go through. So you actually, I saved 3. You kill, so that kills 2 eels unless I make a 6-up. I made 1 6-up, so I lose 1 guy and have 1 on 1 wound. So that wound just transfers.
Okay. And I totally forgot Morathi has Mind Racer, so she's actually 1 additional damage.
So shark
she
was
definitely killed the shark.
Yeah, and I had made the saves.
You made the save, so it didn't matter. But
so I just have those.
You might
guys.
as well do that over there. While you do it, I'll get ready to.
Sounds good. I make all my hits on these guys with their swords, and then I'm +1 to wound. So I'll have 5 at 1 rend. Sorry, no rend.
5 at no rend on the snakes.
Yep.
These are 5s. So 4 go through.
Nice.
And 1 damage.
Yes, 1 damage.
Any 6s? No. So 2 die.
So I have 1 bite. That's cocked again. Wounds. So 1 no rend D3.
Saved.
Nice.
5.
And then 2 D3 tails for 4 tail attacks. Reroll 1s from the chain. Nope. And then 2s here. 3 no rend, 1 damage.
3 1 rend.
No rend.
Whew.
Nice.
And 1 damage.
Yeah.
Save 1.
That's another though.
That's another snake dead.
Nice.
That is meaningful, for sure. But they'll have the 2 chances to do that mortal wound, and it won't matter because unfortunately it's 1 too many.
I have 2 guys on there.
You have 2 guys on there.
But it might kill a guy.
Might kill a guy still. Oh well.
So
over here, the 3 attacks from the character, so that I can get the benefits. Yeah, hitting on 3s.
Good.
2. Oh,
no, that's good.
Okay, so 2 wounds at -1, doing D3 damage.
They both go through.
D3 damage apiece. So
okay.
for 2 and 1, 3.
So 3. I just got 6-ups, so I save 1, so I take 2. So this guy's down to 1.
Didn't kill him, eh?
No. Survived just from that 6-up.
Just survived. Okay. I'm gonna use my command ability.
Have you gone with the snakes
yet? I haven't gone with the snakes yet. I can use a command point to give them +1 attack. Which the only thing I didn't do is I should have piled Morathi in a little closer to that shark.
You were base to base with the shark.
I was base to base. Yeah. So okay. I think I can still only
get your 7 guys.
7 in. So yeah, 7 to 21. I might as well do it for the extra. So
volume's big here with my good saves.
Yeah, so I'm gonna burn a command point, especially seeing as I have 3 other ones left. So they're plus. It's all Melusai units with an 18. So nice. The character would have got an extra attack because she's also a Melusai. So that would hit and that would wound. So if you can save it, you save it. Okay. Nice. Um,
And now, is that a start of the combat phase? No issue,
So-
but just for
yeah, so
For mentioning it,
yeah,
the command ability.
worth mentioning. Yeah, and if it is, so that one, the +1 attack for Morathi is just like if you're within. It's an ability,
okay, Roger.
not a command trait. Then there's the command ability. You can use this once per phase when you pick a unit to fight that is wholly within 12 of the hero.
So it's when you go to activate that unit.
Yeah, and then you add one to the attack characteristic of that unit.
So you could do an additional
So-
plus,
so-
so from 2 to 4 attacks each.
So yeah, once per phase.
Nice.
So I did it this one. So we're gonna go from 3 attacks now to 5 attacks each.
Oh, 3 to 5 is huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the unit champion, which hits on 2s, that's
Good.
all of them. And then for the rest of the 6 that are still in there, so there's
Good 30
1,
attacks.
10, 15,
Yeah, really shows off
and we'll do these ones twice. I'll
The,
have to do another 15 now.
good output they have now.
Oh yeah. We'll do all of these to wound, and then I'll do another 15 after.
Sounds good.
3s to wound. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12.
Okay, so I'm on 3s here. 4 or 5 go through. 1 damage each.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll 6-ups. They all go through, so 5 so far, and you still have more attacks coming. So that'll be 2 dead eels. See if you can get the last one.
I should be able to, especially after the mortal wounds at the
Right,
end.
yes. I
So,
think I like it a lot better at the end.
Yeah.
Not as good,
4,
obviously, when you
7.
take the hit.
Yeah.
But-
Not great from that perspective. Like over here, could have made a difference just having one more model, but
So 3 go through, because I'm on 3-ups from the turtle.
Mhm.
And then 6s. 3 go through, so I'm down to 1 wound, so you'll have to at least get...
so I still have the full unit at 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
And
5,
is there a
6,
range on it? Is
7.
it within 3?
Within 1 inch.
So my model that I'm leaving is not within an inch.
Oh yeah.
Because this one had the wounds, and I wanted to leave my banner last.
Yeah.
That actually hurts. So turn-off are the same, where they have, it's a 1-inch range, but for the whole unit. But this hurts you here.
That does hurt me here.
So that one guy is going to survive.
I don't think I have enough
Pending battle
in
shock.
pending battle shock, but well, to claim the objective,
No, I
you
don't
got
think so.
you got the 10 there. There's no way I have 10.
Now, Morathi is...
Morathi's fully full health, right? So I mean, at
Well,
least
not
there's-
full.
Or sorry, she's only taken the 3.
Yes, she didn't take 3 more this turn.
She didn't take 3 more this turn, so at least there's a.
But that's huge, because that 4 points
over
would
here
be
though,
big.
2, 3 plus
Yeah.
mortal wounds, 1, which is the.
Goes through.
So I get the 1 model.
Yeah.
You know what? Not It could have been worse there, I guess.
Nearly took both objectives. Now, do you not have the ability to attack twice with a unit?
So I can attack in the hero phase.
Oh, that's what it is.
So
Okay.
what I should have done is a small thing. Is like even though it's base to base, if I could have just slid it around a little bit more, I might have been able to pile. But I don't think there was much room there.
Because the one, you were right up the base to base with those
yeah.
two.
Or I could have re-rolled the charge on Morathi. It might have been a bit risky, seeming as she's already in.
Yeah.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
I think
so.
this is as much as you really could have hoped
All I
for.
could have hoped for, I think.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Cool.
So all of you a couple battle shocks. Here, this guy lost 2, so he's down to 4. Not within 12 for the +2. 5 would run, but I'll re-roll that with the banner. 2, he's fine.
Nice.
These guys, he would get the +2, so I go to 8 bravery, lost 2. I can't fail there.
Yeah. I owe
Nice.
you a bravery test here,
Okay,
which they're bravery 9.
so you're fine then.
So even though I lost 3, I
Yeah.
can only get a 6. So yeah, they're fine.
Nice. All right, so going into my turn, so you would have stored
5 points. Or 4, sorry,
Four.
3.
Sorry, 3. Your
3
your
points.
own and this
Yeah.
one, because I held that one. So that helps for me at least.
So I'm up to 8.
Yes. So now, in hindsight, obviously you could have played it differently. The +3, not having gotten it with my Eidolon, which I didn't need it. So in hindsight, I really shouldn't have brought those guys in. Might have made you play a little more defensive on your home objective. But obviously, like you said, hindsight 2020, it's just, something to note, learning, practice, right? With the +1 to wound, those guys had no problem killing the 10 Canary. So next time I shouldn't really worry about trying to get these guys in. I can leave them off the board, then have a backdoor threat later.
Mm-hmm.
I will have run in charge, so I can still threaten a lot of stuff, but a little bit different now. So, interesting. I'm in my hero phase, obviously. Not a ton to do. I do have my prayer, so I'm a priest over there on a 9-up. I'm going to remove fly from your army. I did a 12, so it's pretty much just Morathi, right?
Yeah.
But you won't be able to fly, and that's actually pretty big.
Yeah, that can be quite significant.
Easier to block you off.
Also, too, small form Morathi has Steed of Shadows, which would give her fly and 16-inch movement.
Doesn't have that either.
We'll lose that, so definitely another thing to consider.
So big thing here, Boat trying to chip this last wound off.
Off the
On a
hero.
4-up. I did 05, so 1 mortal wound.
Show me a 6, baby. Ooh, I don't know.
That's good. You're good. That's good. Yeah.
Let's see. No, we got it. We got to redo it. We got to be fair. No, 1. Okay.
So we have all
win.
the scenic rocks around to make it look nice, but ends up with a lot of cocked dice. But
it's worth it. Got to be fair.
Yeah.
Got to treat it the same way.
All right, so I get to do it on your Melusai as well. That's 1 mortal wound to them also. And is Little Morathi in range? I'll let you.
I think not. Oh no, she's touching, so
Okay,
she is.
So I'll try. Let's try and get the 3 here. No, nothing.
Okay, fortunately.
The D3 for 3.
Did you get the little unit?
Yes, just for 1 mortal wound.
For 1 mortal wound. No, so 1 model has 1.
And did these guys have to be in range? No, they look like they're out over here.
Yeah, they should be up.
So, very interesting. These thralls obviously don't have a lot to do right now, and that's kind of a problem. They're obviously what's holding this objective. I have no defensive eels left, really. Well, 1 from each unit. So it puts me in a bind in terms of holding, because I can't hold objectives at this point very well.
Yeah, it's a tough one because you might not even want to put the thralls in.
No, it's a bad match for them. But
maybe a unit of eels or something, try and get the stuff off Morathi, get her bracketed down, kill a bunch of snakes. But
there's not much else for them to do, which is the sad point. Now I am running charge, so I could auto run 6 to give them a 12, let them get into the cauldron, and they would do work on the cauldron. So that's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
You have tough spot because this is all your power. This is what I'm worried about, obviously.
Yeah.
But I can't kill it all in one go. So you have 3 guys on the objective, so I have to leave at least 3 bodies on here. I would love to kill Morathi, but she has 9 wounds. So obviously I'll be getting 3, but I need to get those 3, and I don't have the shark anymore for shooting. So if the turtle doesn't shoot 3 wounds off her, I gotta send something into combat into her. Tough spot. Now I could send something into the little Melusai over here, not tagging Morathi, but I couldn't do it with the thralls. So I do go up to 2 command points. Pretty much I'm just trying to think through my turn here. This is obviously with Deepkin and a lot of armies, you have to really kind of plan everything out. And I am in some tough positions.
I know this battle report's being filmed, but I still think the armies are so beautiful.
Yeah, looks great.
Gotta get some photos.
Oh Okay, so yeah, a couple problems. These guys can move up to 20, but 14 is more realistic, and those guys are a problem. But I shouldn't have much struggle killing them. Sorry, this guy was, yeah, you did 2.
2 off of them.
So he should have been down to 5, yeah. Yeah, interesting, because they don't really have a lot of roadblocks left. Hard to keep 3 bodies on the objective. Unless I just... And now, removing fly is big, because I could just screen you out, hold it for my turn. You have to, kill stuff. You can only kill the thralls on your turn, and I'm attacking first. So that's actually, I think, what my play there. Potentially.
Oh, because if
we go into round 3. If
round 3, you're attacking me first, even if
I'm getting those 3 wounds on Morathi. So going into movement phase, I am going to run these thralls, try and push them to that cauldron, bring these thralls over here to be that screen, hopefully. But I'm going
You're
to
up to 2 CP, so you can auto do it if you don't get that 6.
I'd like to obviously want to keep them for round 3 to potentially stack. But,
stack those attacks.
We'll see. I'm going to have +3 to charge, so that helps me also. So these guys are running for 1. I will do that, auto them to a 6. I think that's the more important one.
Yeah.
It gets me more bodies over there.
Oh,
so
for
I'll
sure.
spend a command point to make these guys move 12 inches. So that's going to be it. I'm really hoping to get another 3 wounds through with the turtle onto Morathi.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's possible, but I'm still even 3 would be beautiful.
3 would be
and
big.
I'm not should have potentially moved my Khaine over a little bit more.
I assume you still get to shoot even though you ran the turtle.
It's ran, shoot, or run and charge.
That's amazing.
So I should have positioned my Khaine a little closer, because I'm about 2 or 3 inches out from being within reroll 1 range.
If you want to move it, you can.
Nope. Like you said, you want to make mistakes and learn from them.
Yeah.
And
cool.
If you don't feel the punishment, you're not forced to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will, though, be on 3s and 2s still.
Yep.
So 6 shots at Morathi. And is there any difference in armor saves between them?
Between the big one and the little?
Yeah.
There is, because I got the Mystic Shield off.
So on the big one?
On the big one.
So I'll be shooting.
But she's -2 to hit.
She's -2 to hit. Is she any negatives?
She's no negatives to hit.
Okay. So I'll shoot at her then.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So 2 come out. So I still have a chance of getting the 3 wounds. 3. You don't fail all these.
3, and I got Mystic Shield off, or not Mystic Shield, the Realm ability off, which is +1 to save. So she's now on a 3-up save.
Rend 1, so back to 4s, but. Or no, because she goes from 4s to 3s back to 4s because of Rend 1, and you rolled a 2 and 2 3s.
So not 1 4.
So 3 wounds. So
I gotta get a 6. I gotta get a 6.
Reroll that one for sure. Reroll them both. Both those are definitely cocked.
Yeah. Okay.
If you rerolled the 6 earlier, but no. So Morathi takes
nothing.
3
So she's down.
here.
She's taking her 3. That's quite brutal for me. So she's down to 6.
Yeah. So that's the turtle 2 rounds in a row has gotten 3 wounds on Morathi,
which
from
is
shooting.
pretty big.
That is huge. Because now if you charge her in, you're taking another 3 before she gets to attack.
Yeah.
And then again, on my turn potentially. So
yeah, even a command point for reroll ones to save would not have helped me there. That's
This is a good point of why talking about like the sharks, nets versus harpoons. You can see how the harpoons they're so versatile. It would have let me potentially shoot off heroes.
Little
It lets
hero.
me chip Morathi down without getting in combat. I don't need to engage stuff to play this game.
No.
So, yeah. And the things I do often, if I want to engage something and have it survive, I have Cloud of Midnight to do that job perfectly. I have defensive eels that could be on a 2-up unrendable. I don't need any better. Exactly. I don't feel like I need anything better to tie stuff up.
No, for sure.
But I guess I still have his shooting over there, the little Soul Strider.
Sure.
So he'll actually go into the Cauldron. So 1 hit, nothing.
All right.
That's it for shooting. So I will get into charge phase. Start of the charge phase. Soul Strider is going to point at the Cauldron.
Yeah, so everything gets +3 to charge against it.
Now, that actually, this is a good time to talk about this rule. And I actually made some errors here.
Is it visible?
No. If you're playing against Deepkin, this is very important. When I use that ability, anything within 12 of the unit I choose has to end a charge within a ½ inch of her. So this means if I do choose this as the target, these eels are within 12.
They have to charge.
They have to charge her. So I can put one here and string them out. But I actually should have measured that before, and I typically am very good at that, but forgot here. So it means these guys are going to have to charge into there if I want to do that, as would the queen or the king. Eidolon, Thralls don't matter. These guys I'm not worried about because I could string out.
And they would still get +3 to charge?
Yes, but they would have to leave one model here.
Is it everything on the table? Is it?
Within 12 of the unit I pick.
Oh, within 12 of the unit you pick. So it's always about the unit that you're picking.
And because I put like my king, and these ones are really the only ones that I had issues with or I didn't think about. I was fine with those guys. Mm-hmm. But I should have been 2 inches back here. They both have potentially rerolling charges. Mm-hmm. So I should have been a little smarter there. Mm-hmm. But it actually forces me to not do the +3 to charge at all, which is huge.
Yeah.
Now, I shouldn't really have issues with charges, but it's more about extra movement and positioning. And just more reliability. So that puts me in a tough spot, unfortunately. Not very happy about that mistake. But that's a really key one to highlight because of how that ability works exactly. You got to be smart about it.
Yeah.
So let's stand my charge over here. 10.
10. You get what you want.
All my eels re-roll, so I wasn't really worried about them. Really, I want a big charge on my Thralls and Eidolon. So let's roll the Eidolon next. We'll roll the Thralls first. A 6 and a 1, 7. I'm happy enough with that.
It's enough to...
So with a 3-inch pile in as well, they're all going to get into combat. So.
Yep.
Just going to stagger them so I can maximize how many guys are getting in. 7, yeah, they're all going to be bumping back and forth now. So not all in combat yet, but should be when I make my pile in. 7, can I go under there? Yes. Oh, broke a guy. All right, so I would have liked a bigger charge there. I actually would have loved to sit my Eidolon right there to give the 18-inch bubble to this stuff as well, but not to be, so we'll see where the Eidolon gets. He rolls a 7 also.
It's enough to get in.
Yeah, so he'll just drop down.
We can leave him up there if you like, just for the dramatic nature.
I'll go, because I want to
7, so you can pop him down there.
Also puts me, I already have a 5-up ignored mortals, but any wounds now. Over here, I'll do the king first. On a 7, gets in. On a 2-up, does D3 mortals. D3 for 2 mortals.
Save them both.
Nice. So the Morsar, 6, so they're getting in. Sorry, bumping the boat. So shouldn't really have much trouble with stuff now. Do I want to spend any shocks? I don't feel like I need to, so I will avoid it for now. And the first thing I'm going to do in combat is actually go in with my Eidolon, because I am really excited for him. I've only played an Eidolon like once or twice, and I never got him into an effective combat. So he's got to pick a hero within 3 inches. Obviously picking the Cauldron. He's going to get to reroll or add 1 to hit rolls against it from this model. So the Eidolon's going to be on a 2s and 2s, Ren 2 damage with his first weapon. Do I have any other bonuses? Oh, because I made a charge move, I also get +1 attack and +1 damage. So I'll be on Ren 2, 3 damage. So this is the Eidolon on 2s. Reroll 1s because I charged and I'm Dom Hain.
Nice.
So 5 out of 5 hits after the rerolls, and on a 2 to wound, all 5 wound. So that's going to be 5 at Ren 2, 3 damage each.
That's 3 damage each. So
what's your? Do you have a 4 up?
A 5 up save.
Oh,
Instead.
Ouch.
Charges right in there and
Yeah.
pops it.
So the thralls were overkill, but hey, that's
Thralls were overkill, but
good example. So the Eidolon, I think, in the new rules, this is the best role for him. Obviously buffs a lot of the rest of your army, but just wants to slay heroes. You know, I go to 2s and 2s, rerolling 1s on the charge. The only thing that's failing is a 1 to wound, and Ren 2, 3 damage on the charge. Like
3 flat is it compared to D3 before, or was it always 3 damage?
No, I think it was always 3, but his rules definitely took a step up.
Yeah.
Worth noting, so he's points-wise is 330 points. That's the same as 6 eels. 6 eels, on average, do almost double the damage.
Yeah.
Except for situations like this where he's going into a hero, charging. So obviously, you know, that's what he wants to be doing.
Yeah.
And the added benefit of him is really the benefit to the rest of your army. So you sacrifice the output
For sure.
for, you know, in one spot for kind of more general output everywhere else.
And I was pretty aggressive, to be honest, with my Medusa, especially since I took the top of turn 2. Should have probably held it back here, even though it would be a little more challenging for me to get an effective Mind Razor off, which was why I had it so aggressively placed.
Yeah.
At least I could have done Mind Razor on itself, and then it's actually kind of blendy.
Yeah.
And that's a big learning for me, because would have made it a lot harder for the charge. I mean, the eels could have still got in, but a unit of 3 eels, there's a chance I live.
Yeah.
Compared to against the Eidolon. So.
Yeah, he rips through heroes.
And also wouldn't have given a charge target for the thralls. So which brought them into the range of the objective. So big learning for me there. It's the small things like that. That's that. I'm gonna his save is what? We're gonna still try and do
he's
it.
He's a 3 up, and
He's
I'm
a
not
3.
within. Actually, it might be within 15 for the turtle. I wasn't within 12 the other way. He's within 15 for the turtles +1 to save.
But these guys are not.
No, they are not. Nope.
You know what? Let's.
So yeah, the
I'm
king's
not
on a
gonna-
2
I'm not
up.
gonna
They're
kill.
on a 4 up.
The king's on a 2-up save.
Yeah, because he's 3 base.
Yeah. I can't even kill. It doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna put them all on the king and just hope that I get really lucky. That's 2. Those were on 2s and these are on 3s, so 5 hits and 3s to wound. Not so great. That's 2 wounds.
Into the king.
Into the king at -1 range.
So looking for 3s. 1 goes through.
All right.
1 damage.
Yep.
All right, I will go in with those 3 eels then. So 3s, rerolling 1s, and then 2s to wound. Reroll the 1. No conversion, so 5 out of 7 hit. And 2 1s on the wound, so 3 at 2 rend, 2 damage.
Those are all go through. So
Yeah.
it's 6 total.
Yeah.
So 6s to save.
Nice.
Wow,
3.
3 saves. So I lose 1, and
You know what? Before you pull him, actually, or you know what I'm going to do, just on my pile
Yeah.
in, because I didn't pile in yet with these guys, I'm just going to spin like this.
that's
Just
fine.
so I would have the
That's
option. Now,
It wouldn't matter because
you're pulling him anyways, so my thralls aren't really going to be able to get in, but
Yeah.
that would have been my my play there. So 3
Yeah.
bites, 3 hit, and then wounding on 2s. 3 at no rend.
3 at no rend. Save 1.
Nice.
2 go
D3
through.
damage for 3 damage total.
For another 3, so I lose 2 more. So I lose the crown.
And then 3d3 tails for 5 total. Reroll 1s. The 2 comes out. So it's 4 hits. And 3 at no rend 1 damage. Save 1.
Save 1 more,
Nice.
so 1 wound.
You would then have those guys to activate if you want to. They should still be within. Are they still within 3?
Well, no.
Okay.
That's okay.
So-
I wouldn't want to.
You want them out of combat.
I want them out of combat, so
Yeah, so
it's
that's-
fine. It's better.
Okay.
Even though I lose my home objective.
Yeah. So these guys trying to finish off. Reroll 1s over here. 2 misses though. And those both hit. So I have 5 reroll wounding on 2s. So that's 4.
Hit rend minus 2.
Rend 2, 2 damage. So 8 damage.
We'll just those ones I won't bother rolling all the 6s for.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. All right.
Okay, so
I owe you a battle shock test here, but they're bravery 9, so they're fine.
and I would still get to do my pile in with my king if I wanted to. I don't really care to, but I'll still get to do my pile in because I charged with my thralls. So I'm just gonna pile them a little closer to the objective. Just get a few more bodies on here. A little harder for you to take back. Okay, so obviously effective, and this is where we've played this game actually a couple times this matchup,
Mhm.
and it's my rend 2 that just chews through you, right? That's always the story.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever I play with the snakes, that is the downside.
The 5-up save.
The 5-up
Isn't-
save is not as strong.
Yeah.
Having a cauldron does help. Like, I mean, a lot of people love the Hagnar build.
Yeah.
So if you run that, you got a 4-up save with your cauldron and a 5-up potentially rerollable invul on a unit of 20 snakes. That can be quite deadly, especially with the new Morathi and Melusai abilities. There's some stuff there, but okay.
So that's it. So I score 1 for my own, 2 for this one for 3, and then I get 4 for yours, which is big.
Yeah.
You'll obviously have a chance to go for mine here, but not without taking some punishment beforehand.
Yep. That's true. All right. The
All right, so
important
priority for
roll-off.
round 3.
I got 6.
4, so it's yours.
All right, I do have to take it because it would spell certain doom for me otherwise.
Yeah. So now
Unfortunately, no units in combat to use my
hero
hero phase
yeah.
abilities. However, it might be worthwhile. I don't know. There's 3 command points. I don't know if I want to use a command point just for 4 shots.
Well, you go up to
3
4
more.
right now, right?
I am up to 4. So, I mean, I don't have a ton of other stuff. And I could do some mortal wounds here. Their save isn't that great anymore.
4.
It's
So not
4.
bad.
Not bad, but if they're wholly within 12, yeah, they are. So you know what? Let's do it. Let's because I got 2 rounds of shooting here then. So I'm going to use one of my CPs for Morathi's ability. Pick the Melusai unit. And he'll get to shoot here. Show me some 6s for some mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound.
Nice.
3's to wound.
2.
And 2 at -1 round.
So 2 5-ups. Both go through. And then the 1 mortal is 3 total. So
3
I'll
total
have
damage.
1 die and 1 wound. So pretty effective for two guys shooting.
For 2 guys shooting? Yeah, I mean, could have been a bolt or something. So no more Mind Razor, because that's not around. Here, where do we want to do? Might be helpful to do my Mortal Wound spell over here. Yeah. I'm thinking that that's a pretty good one because in combat you're going to do a lot of damage still against me. So I'm going to do the Ulgu Black Horror, which I don't get because I need a 7 and I rolled a 5. Hasn't been magic hasn't been hitting it today, even without anybody trying to dispel me. Gonna do the thing to give the Realm spell to give Morathi +1 to her save. I do have to check the range on that because it could be wholly within 12. And if that is the case, I'm assuming that I'm not close enough. Wholly within 12 of the caster. So that's not enough. But is the unit is within 12. So you know what? Let's do it on the unit. She gets it.
Nice.
With an 8. So they get that. Morathi doesn't have her Mind Razor anymore. So that comes off. She has 1 last spell, which I suppose we want to do. Steed of Shadows is still a bad one. I can't fly, but at least she'll get some more movement and charge. And you can only do so much damage on me.
That's the thing. Throwing them both in, I can only
you can still only do the 3 total.
Yeah.
So that's not terrible.
Now, does the little one bracket at all? Probably not. Yeah.
Nope. So, you know what? We'll do her for Steed of Shadows. I mean, the other thing is I could do Bolt and get 1 more off, but I'll have another shooting there, so it probably won't really matter. Yeah, we'll do her for Steed of Shadows for double 1s. Nope. Okay. Well, magic was not meant to be. So there's no other hero abilities that I can do right now. So we'll go into shooting.
Sounds good.
Or movement, of course. That's that. So then Morathi will do her shooting against the one remaining, the guy who's fully healed.
Shooting is.
Oh, so I have to do.
And now does it target model?
Now, okay, I guess then I could move her 10. Is there?
So you can't move outside of. So
Oh, because I can't fly, so
Yeah.
I can't even get between the gap.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then just shooting at the.
Is it
thralls.
closest model or closest? Or sorry, do you target a unit or a model?
I target a unit.
Okay, so it's just the
yeah.
thralls.
So 2s and 2s. Reroll because that one's cocked.
Good.
So hits
Rend.
-1.
So I'm a 5 plus 1 for this guy. So I go down to 4, back to 5. 5, 4. So it goes through.
4. 2 damage.
Okay. Kill these 2 in the back.
Okay. Into charges. Charging with. Ooh, tricky here.
Very tricky.
Very tough. Remember, I still have my shocks too.
You have your shocks,
Yeah.
which you use at the start of combat.
Correct. And I attack. Remember, I'm attacking at the start of combat this round also.
Yeah. Yeah, you attack first. Okay.
Yeah.
Charging with little Morathi.
Yep.
For 8.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
It means that I die. It means Morathi's going to be dead, but there's a chance.
Well, on my turn, she'll
On
be
your
dead.
turn, she'll be dead. But I can hopefully clear out enough stuff that... Oh, and I didn't shoot with these guys.
No,
before.
go
Do you
for it.
mind if I
100%.
do that? So the four here are going to shoot. They have to shoot at that unit. So 2 mortals.
Nice.
And 1.
So 1 rend on it?
Yeah.
So it goes through, so I take 3. So do you just want to flip that dice to a 2 for me on that next round?
Yeah, for sure. Wouldn't have affected her charge.
No.
We'll do big Morathi over there charging. And I got a 3, but I get to reroll the 1 because of the thing. My 3rd battle round.
Yeah, so you just want to throw
So
it right into
throw her right in the center there.
Try and get more for maximizing her
Yep.
space. And we'll charge with the snakes for 6, which will be enough. And my
goal here is just get pile in 6. I should be able to get them all into the objective. But I want to try.
avoid the turtle, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
So if you just
I
go
might-
and
I might need
tag,
to-
well, we'll leave Morathi, because if you just tag these ones over here, if you charge 6 this way, you can bring the whole block this way, potentially,
Yeah.
with avoiding the turtle, because the turtle's going to snap pretty hard, but if all you can go into Morathi, it doesn't really matter.
What's the range on the turtle? Is there any?
Probably 1 and 2 inch on different things. 1 inch on the weapons, 2 on his fins, 1 on his jaws. So
Yeah, so then
only my fins are getting in.
okay. So then we'll move them all 6, please, if you don't mind,
Yep.
towards
The thralls. And then you get to have your combats.
Yeah.
If we can, I don't know if there's a way that I can do it. You're still gonna get this one guy.
You could probably. Oh yeah, because I'll be able to
You're
pile into
piling.
Morathi.
So I'm just going to make sure I have my Gorgon there to fight you.
Okay.
So try and do that.
Yep.
So I'll have at least 4 guys to attack
Okay.
Your eel.
So between the turtle, the thralls that will have to go into Morathi, which is 5,
I'm having
getting-
just to do
and over there,
3 and 3.
you're taking the 3 damage
I'm
no
taking
matter
the
what.
3 damage.
So you're down to 3 on Morathi, because obviously sharing the health pool. I actually love how that
Mhm.
they redesigned her. So I'll just do what's relevant into them then, getting the 3 wounds with everything into Morathi.
Yeah.
And this is the great thing again about having the 2 models.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
very neat. So over here, now actually I think I might be able to get a 4th in with pile in, just rotating around. Staying, yeah. So I'll get a 4th. No, because I have to be within an inch. So it didn't matter. I'm not getting close enough because my bases are too big. So just the 3 guys.
Mhm.
No reroll 1s here. And no wounding on 2s. So just 2 out, 1 rend, 1 damage.
2 on the snakes, 1 and 1 damage. And I had the +1 from the
Yep.
realm spell. And I failed them both. 4+. Did 1 damage.
Yeah.
So 6s. No.
Okay, so you
So I
have 1
lose.
wound on the
One
die.
of them
Yeah.
has 1 wound. So.
kill this one.
Okay, I'll go here. I'm just going to have the D3 tails. And actually, I'll pile in... no, I'll have that guy separate. So tails, D3 tails for 1. Misses. This guy's going to have his pile in. He'll get everything in.
Yeah.
So sword, 3 hits. 3 at no round 1 damage.
3 at 4 ups.
Nice.
2 and then 1 damage.
Yep.
Yeah. So 1 more die.
A bite, hits, and wounds. No rend for D3. Save it. And then 3D3, or sorry, D3 tails for 2. No hits. So that's everything that can possibly go into them. And obviously I would have attacked everything into both Morathis.
Mm-hmm. So she's down to...
Yeah, I'll just do my pile in over here again.
Yeah.
So doesn't really matter too much, but just getting more bodies. Okay, so all you.
Might as well do small Morathi over here.
Yep.
What's their armor save?
4 up.
They're 4.
The thralls are 5 up.
Thralls are 5 up?
Yeah.
So I think that might be the move there. Did these guys use their... Are you
Not
saying that
yet,
they're not
actually.
using their stock?
Well, there's no point, right? I got my 3 wounds.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So we'll do her six attacks. The thralls are 5 up.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll do all of her attacks against the thralls.
Sounds good.
So 3s on the thralls. And third battle round, so rerolling 1s. So that's those. And not rerolling wounds. So that's 4 at -1, 1 damage.
Okay.
And these ones are 3s. Cocked.
I saved 1 of the 4, so I took 3 so far.
And let's go through. And then 2 more at -1.
2 at -1, looking for 6s. Nope, both go through.
Doing 4 damage.
Okay. And the first
That's
ones were
7.
just 1 damage, so 7 total.
7 total.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely reduces my bodies. 4, 5, 6, 7.
I do wonder though, it might have been smarter to put them all on these eels, just to block the path of the Eidolon, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Could have-
Actually, it won't matter.
might have been
'cause
able to sit
It won't
here.
matter because those guys are so much move.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it. That's actually that's my issue. Is I should have brought them in because they'll come over now and be able to charge. But you live and you learn. So over there, Morathi going. So she's on her last
3 wounds
bracket.
left, yeah.
So we'll put. Actually, we'll do the unit first because the unit has a lot of range. So the unit champion on the and the one other model that can get in range.
Actually, you probably get without breaking coherence.
Yeah, you can easily get 3
You
of
can
them.
probably get 3 in there.
Yep.
This
one can rotate closer
yeah,
to this guy.
to
Yep,
say,
all good.
yeah. So unit champion on 2s. Then the
2
other,
dice.
and for Morathi, she gets
1 more.
1 more additional attack, and
You could spend the command point
I can spend the command point
when they activate. So that's
when they
now.
activate, which I might as well do, just to really make sure I get
Yeah.
rid of it.
Cool.
So yeah, so there's 5 hits, 3s to wound. That's 3.
Don't you have 2 more dice, right?
and,
in
then
there?
and then the 2
Okay.
more. I was just doing those ones. I should have done the other hits. So there's 2 more 5 attacks apiece. 3s. There was 1-1 there, so I get to reroll that, but it's 2 anyway. And that's for the third battle round for Daughters of Khaine.
Yep.
So 9 total
Nice.
against that
One defensive guy.
one
so
defensive
7,
guy.
8, 9. He is on a 3-up, ignoring rend.
Yeah.
I save all but one of them, so I save 8 of 9.
Great. Cool. It's fine. It's all fine.
So he's down to 3 remaining.
And
'cause he
then
was
the
4.
rest of the snakes. So
Yeah.
I should,
6 up, he ignores it. No. That would have been.
So 5. There should be 5 guys there. So
Yes.
25 attacks. So 5, 10, 15.
This is the big one for trying to take this objective.
20. I'll have to roll another 5.
That's good.
These 3 are rerollable.
Nice.
2s are misses.
Do you want to roll your other 5 hits?
Yeah, let's do it. Lots of 1s and a cock dice.
It's
I
good.
will do
It's
it.
good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Got 5, 10, 13.
Rend 1.
Yeah.
So I'm on 5. Less good here. Obviously 5s, but not bad actually. I saved nearly half. So I take 7, and I had 8 left in the unit, so I'll have 1 guy remaining, just my unit champion.
Okay, so we'll do Morathi's within 2 of the turtle.
Yep.
So we'll do Heartrender and her tail into the turtle, and then all the other ones into the guy with 1 wound.
This one?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
She has 5 attacks with Heartrender now. Rerolling 1s, thankfully. And 2s, or 3s. That's 2 that go through.
On the turtle?
Yeah, -2 rend.
-2, so I go from 2s to 4s. Saving them both.
Nice. And then the rerolling for the tail. That hits. It doesn't wound. Okay, great. Then the other one's 2d6 on the guy with 1 for only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rerolling the 1.
Yep, you're good.
That's 3. And 2.
All right, this
No,
guy's on a
no rend.
3 up also, because it's a defensive. Both go through.
1 damage.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Finish him off.
Okay. And then at least I can do this unit over here. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. On 3 plus. That's 6 mortal wounds on the remaining.
On this guy?
More, sorry. Yeah.
Nice. He's got 6 ups, so if I make 4 of these. No.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so I will. That'll be my turn. I will get. We'll have battle shock
Yeah.
for the
So
one.
this guy's running. Now I'm just looking at that unit. They lost 7, so I would be losing d6 plus 1. I could command point it, but I really don't think the command point is worth it for 3 guys. So I'll just roll it. Especially that command point equals 3 attacks on my Morsar next, on my turn. So I lose. They're all gone.
Yeah.
So I would have lost 5, and I only have 3 left.
So, I mean, that is close. I mean, you probably would have killed a few snakes there, so that's the difference.
Yeah. So you lose out on 1 point, but you take this one, which is big. So you score 6 points. So it is a tight game. Let's see, you're on 14 to 10 right now in your favor.
Okay. But going into Eel's turn.
Yeah, bottom of round 3. All right, so round 3, there's nothing near my boats for my hero phase. I'll do my prayer, try and remove fly again. Nope. So you get to fly.
And I did use a
command point for the
extra attack in my turn.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so short hero phase for me, and I'll just get into movement. Okay, shooting.
Try and kill Morathi.
Yeah, let's see if the turtle can do it. 3s. I'm rerolling 1s now, finally, because the king's nearby.
Yeah.
And +1 to wound from the Eidolon. So 3s rerolling 1s. I have 2 2s, but rerolled 1 into a hit. 4s looking for 2s. 4 at -1 into Morathi.
Gotta make some big saves here. Keep her alive to combat. That's not gonna be enough. That's
so
3.
3, make a 6.
No, she's dead.
No, oh gosh.
She's dead. So that'll kind of be it. The god is down.
Yeah. So we'll do our best to finish it off here. And just gonna jump into charging. I'll just throw the Eidolon in. 3 exactly. Thank you. We'll charge the turtle. Again, I was doing the +3 over here. I'll reroll that one. So that's an 8, 11. So he's going to pop. I don't think it really matters, but they're closer. They'll pop over here. He's on the boat. On a 2-up, does D3 impact hits for 1 mortal wound?
Take 1.
Okay.
So a model has 1 wound.
The king, on the 6 +3 gets him in. So on a 2-up, does D3 impact hits? D3 for 1.
It's 1 more model dead.
Yeah, and then we'll charge these guys for 8 +3 is 11.
You're fine. Yeah, that's
not looking good.
Not looking great.
Go over here. And then those guys are free to charge now. So 4 is not going to get them in, but they're sitting there on the objective. Really, I'm going to attack with my Eidolon.
Just do the attacks with the Eidolon.
And then I want to attack with my turtle, and we'll see where we sit after that.
Yeah.
So the Eidolon gets 1 extra attack on the charge, and I had given him 1, so he'll be on 6. Not going against the hero though, so he's on 3s and 2s. Rerolling 1s, so 2 1s, and a 2 comes out, so 2 misses, but 4 going through still, and wounding on 2, so that's 4. I run 2, 3 damage each, so still
That's
eviscerates
12.
them.
Yeah, 6, 8, 10, 12. Unless I roll like a god. I save 2 of them, so they only take 10,
Okay.
which is the entire unit.
Yeah, so I'll just go in with the turtle next. Alright, let's see. So the turtle, let's see. We'll start off with the jaws because those are fun and exciting. 6s here are mortals, but I'm on 2s rerolling 1s and 1s to wound because of the horror. So those both hit, and then 2 at, these are run 2, 3 damage. So 6 damage so far. Scythe fins.
Yeah. And so there's 3 dead.
Okay. I don't So 2 now from the fins at one rend. 4 damage each though.
Yeah.
So it's 8. Yeah.
The unit stats.
So that's the unit there.
And that'll be
Pretty effective with just the fins and bites. I still have a couple attacks on top, but
And
they're not much. But that
that's
was
just the
14
that's
wounds.
just the
That
turtle.
was, yeah. So the turtles, got a good buff and output. He pretty much had a 50% buff from where he was.
Mhm.
He wasn't very good before. Not that he wasn't very good, but actually, not only did his damage go up, but his consistency improved too. He used to have 1 bite,
Mhm.
and it did D6 damage or 6 on mortals. Now it's 2
Yeah.
that do 3. So much more reliable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting to see how everything played out. I mean, the snakes are fast and
Yeah.
they could put out a lot of stuff, but
Still
It
weak
comes
to
down-
rend.
it comes. Yeah, I think that the mobility of my army just really suffers against Idoneth under this build,
Yeah.
which is why when Jordan and I usually play, I play Calebron because there's that extra little bit of teleport.
Yes.
It makes a big difference. It allows me to threaten back objectives.
I have to be
And-
smarter and more defensive.
Exactly. Whereas here, I can't jump back over top of you, so it gives you an advantage to screen out certain key spots, and with the boats also. I couldn't get the big unit of 10 in through here.
Mhm.
I had to bring them around the side. So well positioned by you to deny me and force where I had to go.
So what do you think about the faction the sub faction that you took? Because obviously this is the new one, and like you were saying, Hagnar is still the most powerful one in a lot of ways.
Hagnar has a lot of benefit. I think that I really like the rules of the new Morathi. I think we saw it in this game, right? Like being able to hold 2 objectives and then take down a lot of space and that board control. When you already know she's going to take the damage, it's so critical. However, I think that the faction abilities of the +1 bravery, potentially if I'd had a Mind Razor still in my list, might have made a bit of a difference. But by then I didn't have many targets. So I think things that make your army a little bit more survivable because you're such a glass cannon are pretty key. Like that -1 to shooting for Calebron could have been the difference between Morathi taking
those 3
the
wounds.
3 wounds each turn. So that's there's like 6 potential wounds that she could have still had just because of the minus to shooting. Or the Hagnar build, also really good for the snakes. So 2 options.
Yeah, I think this matchup, we really didn't get to see Morathi at her best. We saw some of the new abilities and obviously the 2 models and her spell being huge.
Yeah.
Now, actually, I kind of got lucky with some of the abilities and positioning that I could block line of sight to my king. I think otherwise you would have taken him down in 2 more turns of magic.
Yeah. Also, really important to note, you got that prayer off at a pretty key time, which was which stopped us from being able to have Morathi fly over. So
the prayers you never rely on in Deepkin, they're just like a nice to have when they happen.
Yeah.
Especially against flying armies. Now you only have Morathi, but again, huge against her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think just because Deepkin, though, with positioning, their strengths there, I was able to avoid and mitigate a lot of, I think, the strengths of Morathi, the fact that I was chipping her down from range, not engaging her. Whereas in my previous builds, when we've played games, I've had to like throw in 3 defensive eels or 10 thralls to get those 3 wounds down, knowing they're going to die in return, but I just have to do that to chip her down.
Yeah.
Here I was doing it without any sacrifices. And I think that's, where Morathi is weaker is going to be against shooting because they can chip those wounds down easier.
I think in retrospect, probably giving you first turn, even though you had the shooting against Morathi, that was what I was kind of worried about. I was like, oh, I don't have the -1 to against shooting.
Yeah.
But giving you that first turn, because you would have
not really engaged.
Yeah. And even if you took this objective, I could have charged in with my Kunarai and probably done a lot of damage.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, it just forces me to commit somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you have a chance to dive in. I think that's a huge strength. Obviously, then, you have the potential of the double turn, which, while I gave the turn away because it was more advantageous and I had kind of positioned with that in mind, you taking it would be a huge swing in your favor.
Yes.
Getting 2 rounds of combat in a row.
Yeah.
It means you're chewing out my screen potentially, and the next round you're getting into my heroes, my Morsar eels.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that could have made a nice difference. But yeah, a great game, Jordan. Thanks
yeah,
as
likewise.
always.
Oh yeah, always a pleasure. Looking at just in terms of talking about some of the new updates, Turtle plus what to save, that's cool. Realistically though, hard to keep in that bubble. Even at 15, it wasn't super effective in a lot of places. I could use it in one spot, so pretty much around this objective, but I couldn't really spread out to 2 very well.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Neat. I don't think you necessarily need +1 to save. It's great. Like, it's never a bad thing by any means, but you can already be tanky with the units you want to be tanky with. Like I was talking about, you have Cloud of Midnight, you have Ishland Guard.
Which didn't even come off. You didn't even have to use that.
Yeah. So you have those options already to be tanky. This is overkill in the way I play, at least. Now, you could go a heavy Ishland build with a turtle, and then your guys are always 2-up unrendable. And if you kind of position that together, that can be devastating. But I actually, in this match at least, think the Eidolon was kind of the star of the show.
He did.
Yeah, and performed really
a lot
well.
of damage.
Yeah.
Took out everything that he touched, exploded.
Yeah, so that was really cool to see. Again, a model that I love and finishing up painting and really excited about. So to get to actually use him for the first time and have him be effective on the table was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So both of them are going to be making into competitive lists. For me, I don't know if I would run them both together, but realistically, I mean, the army performed as well as Deepkin ever does, right?
Yeah.
Thralls are always good as long as you can get them in, turn 2, run in charge, or not getting hit back. So, I mean, they even perform their jobs. Really, in this army now, there's none of my units in this are subpar.
No.
In Deepkin, the only thing really that you're not to see taken much still is the Reavers. But everything else is strong.
Yeah.
And now we have a few more options, which is nice. Again, this was 6 Morsar eels. So this was like the least eels you've ever seen in a competitive Idoneth list. And there was no lacking of damage and output. And there was more versatility.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You were able to compete in the shooting phase and then in combat very effectively. So
yeah,
I think thinking about it again, would have played for Daughters of Khaine players, play much more aggressively with both Morathi models, push them up the table and just tie things up and hold back with everything else.
Yeah, use those for the second wave.
Use the second wave to pull things down. So yeah, great game.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. All right, as we were cleaning up, just realized that we forgot to talk about our auxiliaries at the end of the game. Obviously not really changing anything, but just from a tactical perspective, reviewing the ones we chose and all that. So you had done Grudge and Overwhelm.
Which I failed to get either. I did have a chance to get the Overwhelm, which is killing the hero with my battle line unit. But was also... I positioned I realized this after. I put Morathi on the right-hand flank, and the Achillean King, who I had the Grudge against, went up the left-hand flank. Yeah. So immediately, I wasn't getting the matchup that I wanted in order to get that auxiliary objective. In a tournament-type setting, playing against a player like Jordan, a lot of the times, I know that he's an extremely good player. Really critical to go for those auxiliary objectives and probably focus on that, because at least you can come out of that matchup, even if you don't win it, with a few key points that might edge you out in the bracket so that you can win your next rounds. So, and
I actually think on that note, when you did put Morathi, both of them over here,
I
think like you said, throwing them forward would have been a good decision, or even throwing them just on this side. You always play defensively with them where you don't necessarily need to. You were maybe trying to bring me into engaging them, but the fact that I have shooting now, I didn't even have to engage them.
You didn't have to.
So yeah, I think that actually allowed me to just swing around here, avoid your big stuff for a couple turns, and then take you down unit by unit slowly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and then again, hiding my king in the back. and you didn't really, my king got into combat once, but it was in a position where he wasn't going to die.
No.
And I wasn't attacking first, but he wasn't going to die. In my Eidolon, again, he was potentially healing wounds. He has Cloud of Midnight. He's hard to take down, and my Soul Scryer was always at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then tough in the end. You didn't really get a good chance at my heroes. And then especially with Morathi in the Grudge, he didn't really have much of an impact in this game besides like the reroll 1 aura.
No.
But he was just kind of really, I just moved him back to deny the secondaries.
But yeah, you got him where you needed to and held the objective.
Yeah. For me, Marked for Death ended up being getting that, obviously killing your stalkers.
Yeah. I mean, they were still alive at the end of
true.
third battle round.
That's true. You had retreated
which,
too out. Yeah.
Which is like an important thing to consider about like in a tournament setting. Play that out.
We would have to play to round 5.
But regardless, it just needed one charge in the final turn, and it would have gone through. So they would have died.
So very likely that I get that one. I think that was a great pick against you because while you have a bunch of units, it's really your heroes that are the tankiest part of your army. So there wasn't one unit that you could pick that I couldn't kill.
No.
Now, maybe the unit of 10 could have been tankier, but come round 3, you're either, if you're holding them back and not letting me get into them, then they'll survive, but they're not being effective.
Yeah.
So here, turn 3, I'm going to be able to commit enough into them like we saw. Obviously, chew through. Again, you didn't have any defensive options, so I think Grudge was a great one. Or sorry, Marked for Death was a great one against you.
For sure.
Prized Possession, not really opponent dependent. Just having the Eidolon on 12 wounds, Cloud of Midnight, and healing D3 wounds on charges with a retreat and charge is super, pretty tanky there in combination with anti-shooting abilities of Deepkin where he's always, tucked up a little safer.
Yeah.
So I love that one on him. That's a good one. And I think Cloud of Midnight is really interesting on him having the 12 wounds and how tanky he is, retreat and charge, all that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm lucky I didn't have to feel that pain of charging Morathi and ready to do all this damage and then nothing happens.
Yeah. But so just wanted to talk about auxiliaries real quick and throw this in the video.
Awesome.
Anyways, that's going to be a wrap for the game. Obviously, thanks for coming down. It was a lot of fun. Good to see the new stuff on the table on both sides.
Of course.
But with that, just want to say a big thank you to everyone who stuck around and watched to the end. Always appreciate it. And would really love to hear what you guys think about all the new changes, both in this game as well as some other changes that maybe we didn't see on the table here. But love to hear your thoughts about the new Morathi book and kind of what you guys think. So as always, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon.